San Francisco de Asis has a very interesting history. Padre Francisco Palu and Padre Pedro Benito Cambon founded Mission San Francisco de Asis on June 29, 1776. The mission was the sixth one founded. Shortly afterwards, Padre Francisco Palu found the permanent location of the mission, and construction on the main church was completed in 1791. Overall, the mission has an interesting history. People had other jobs in addition to building the mission. The parts of the mission were the tannery, bells, blacksmith, the Padres' quarters, and the chapel. The priests taught the Ohlone how to hunt, dress the European way, and farm. They also taught the Ohlone Roman Catholicism. The food that was grown there was wheat, corn, beans, barley, peas, and lentil. They raised cattle, mules, sheep, and horses. The meals they usually ate were polzel and azel. Everyone who lived on the mission had an important role and somehow contributed to the mission. The natives that lived on the mission were the Ohlone. Their schedule went something like this. First, they had mass and morning prayers at 6 a.m. Then they would have breakfast. After that, they went to work. At noon, they would have lunch. Then they would take a break. Next, they would do a couple more hours of work. Finally, the women would go to bed at 8 p.m. and the men at 9 p.m. They hunted fish, deer, grizzly bears, elk, antelope, and many more animals. They gathered acorns, wild herbs, roots, and berries. To hunt, they used the bow and arrow. The tools they used to gather were baskets, cord, and string. All in all, the Ohlone were hard-working and religious people. San Francisco de Asis is still intact today. The mission is in San Francisco. The Catholic Church owns the mission. The important parts of the mission are the two churches, gift shop, and museum. They all have beautiful antiques, like these adobe bricks. Very interesting, aren't they? The Mission Dolores Basilica has Mass as well. The Basilica, however, isn't part of the mission. The different buildings are the cemetery, chapel, and the Padres' quarters. The cemetery is still intact today and has a beautiful replica of an Ohlone home. It looks very interesting, don't you think? On September 17th, 1987, Pope John Paul visited San Francisco de Asis. San Francisco de Asis is a very important historical site in California's history.